During Paul's admonition or exhortations to the church at Thessalonica, he mentions the importance of recognizing authority within the church and its organizations. Good morning. I'm Pastor Ernie Lewis of the Blue Point Church in Sisney, Illinois, with your thoughts for Tuesday. Within any organization, there must be leaders, not only those who help to direct the body in their endeavors, but also those who are held responsible for its outcomes. So he writes in 1 Thessalonians 5 and verse 12, "And we urge you, brethren, to recognize those who labor among you and are over you in the Lord, and admonish you, and to esteem them very highly in love for their works' sake." The call to recognize those who labor among you is to honor them for their position as the work for which they do for the congregation. Please note that he is singling out those who labor among you, not those who lord their position over you or try to flaunt their authority in some way. We must know that in any role of leadership, there is a lot of labor behind the scenes. This may go unnoticed for the most part and certainly unappreciated by many. But just the idea of recognizing those with authority over us is very important. In the Old Testament travels of Israel, Moses took a lot of abuse and some murmuring from the people of Israel. And God even offered to wipe out the nation of Israel and raise up a new nation under Moses, but Moses refused. And then there was that rebellion from Korah and his company who rejected Moses' authority and stood opposed to him and the position that God had given him in leading the people. Well, in that passage, God not only affirmed Moses as his chosen leader, but he opened up a hole in the ground and consumed all those in Korah's band of rebels right there before all the people. Now, I am not wishing for that for those who cannot follow leadership. But we all have some authority that we must recognize and appreciate for their ministry. Someone once said, "You will never be over what God has given you in authority until you have first learned to be under those who are in authority over you." He described these leaders as those who admonish you, meaning those whose job it is to warn you or rebuke you, and perhaps even reprimand you in the faith. For these leaders, he called the congregation to esteem them very highly in love. Now, he didn't say steam them. I'm afraid that's what some people do with the pastor over Sunday dinner. To esteem means to show respect for their position, to honor their words, value their leadership among you. This respect must be out of love, not begrudging them of their position. And all is done for the work's sake. Notice that Paul uses the words labor and work to describe what these leaders are responsible for among the congregation. So let's make sure that we respect the leadership in the church that God has placed in authority and honor those in those positions with high respect and love.